Hey everyone, Johnnyonoes here, playing some Project Zomboid version 37 with Hydrocraft. And in this episode, we're going to go ahead and build some of the hard stuff. Lots of stuff we're going to build up until the point where we need to get around 8 electricals. So probably going to build a ton of stuff in this episode. And then the next subsequent episodes, we're going to get some electrical skill. And then after that, we'll be done with building everything. Like, all that will be left at that point will be the solar park with a generator. It's going to be awesome. Alright, so we're going to start with the medical lab as well as the laboratory today. And the laboratory you can find in the alchemy section here. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Yes, I do. Alright, so this thing requires empty notebooks, latex gloves, mortar and pestle. So I gotta call out this mortar and pestle. This mortar and pestle here has a different graphic than if you were to make a mortar and pestle with 2 stones. Let me see if I can find it. So here is the graphic for the Hydrocraft related mortar and pestle. This requires 2 stones, but the mortar and pestle you see here is actually the vanilla base version of mortar and pestle, which requires, it's funny, it's like in carpentry, and it's a plank and a saw, which is really bizarre. It makes more sense than if you use stone for it. But yeah, if you want to make the vanilla mortar and pestle, use a plank. But if you want to use the Hydrocraft related mortar and pestle, that's going to be in stoneworking. And that's just like, what, 2 or 3 stone together? Mortar, yeah, 2 stone. So for this particular recipe, though, you need the vanilla mortar and stone. All right, so test tube brush, eyedropper, glass test tube, thermometer, 3 conical flasks, 3 beakers, a graduated cylinder, wash bottle, and this monstrosity right here, the test tube rack with glass test tubes, and it should say with cork, plugged up by cork. Now, cork is a pain in the butt to get. We spent, I think, about 5 hours in my last stream trying to find it, but we were eventually able to find 4 of them. I'm definitely adding cork and agar to the list of stuff that you have to pick up while you're generally like just looting here or there. We got a ring stand with clamp, Bunsen burner, rubber hose, empty propane tank. You've seen me make one of those. 3 small plastic bins as well as a workbench. Let's go ahead and create this guy. So now with the laboratory, we're going to be able to make drugs, going to be able to make medicine, we're going to be able to make paint. But most importantly for me is I'm going to be able to make batteries as well as do a whole bunch additional research. Now that's what I'm going to do right now, where I'm just going to go through. Here, let me show you this gigantic list here. Because we have all the books in one place, it's going to be really easy for us to be able to do all this research. I think there's a couple things that I need to pick up some stuff for, mainly the battery array. I need to pick up a solar panel, get on over to the electronics workbench and get a car battery. But most of the stuff we can build right here and now. Not really sure why I can't do this one. But yeah, we got lots of stuff that we can research now. So I'm going to go process all of this. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm done. All right, a special note moving forward here. Once you make the HMTD chemical research as well as the ammonial chemical research, you can add these to your anarchist cookbook, which will allow you to research even more stuff. But before you do that, you want to, you see it says add private notes to anarchist cookbook. You want to read these guys first. That way you can get at all the recipes from these two blueprints here. Now, it looks like, from what I read on the wiki, it looks like all the ammonial stuff gets carried over to the anarchist cookbook, but the HMTD stuff does not. So now that I've read both of these, they're already read, I can then add them to the anarchist cookbook, which will give me an anarchist cookbook with private notes, which will allow me to research even more stuff. So let's go ahead and throw that into our donkey. But it looks like we got most everything. Let me just double check real quick, because there's a lot here. All right, so we were able to make everything we could make currently. Now, the reason why this one didn't work was because I don't actually have enough first aid, and I think I'm going to have to add first aid 4 to the list of stuff that we have to grind, as well as electrical. So electrical needs to go to 8 to be able to make the solar park. Let me go find that real quick. I'm going to look for electrical. I wish these things were in order. So the solar park... And then there's like an upgrade solar park with generator. All right, that solar park requires 6. And then the generator... Let me find it real quick. The reason why I didn't have it because I haven't actually read the blueprint yet. Give me 1 second, let me do that. There we go. upgrade to solar generator. So yeah, I needed the solar park, generator, screwdriver, and that requires electrical 8. So yeah, the 2 skills that we're lacking right now to build everything is electrical 8 and then first aid 4. I think that's what's required for the if we wanted to make the blue meth. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read all of these blueprints that I haven't read yet, and then we'll get working on the medical lab. Okay, so we have read everything that we need to read, and make sure to reread the Anarchist Cookbook after you've added the notes in it. It adds some upgrades to detonators. It looks like thermite bomb, chloro gas bomb, improvised gas mask, all that crazy stuff. So make sure to read it again after you have added those notes to it. But let's see how many, let's see what known recipes we're at. So we're still at 4106. There's still another, 200 or 170 to go. So I'm not sure where those are from, but we'll eventually find it because we do still have some stuff to research once we make the medical lab, which we'll start working on right now. So let me go ahead and throw these guys into my book buggy here and just get it overall cleaned up here. And then we'll get started on the medical lab. All right, so to make the hydrogen with peroxide, which is the last thing we need for our medical lab here, we're gonna have to make some stuff. So let's just go over what the medical lab needs. Empty notebook ×3, head mirror, stethoscope, latex gloves, thermometer, mortar and pestle, syringe, scalpel, 5 gauze, 5 bandages, 4 petri dishes, 3 microscope slides. I always called these things the Microsoft slides in the stream. I don't know why I'm still doing it. 4 units of agar, which is very difficult to find, by the way. Hydrogen peroxide, empty pill boxes, microscope, medical box, and a workbench. We got almost everything except for the hydrogen peroxide. So let's go ahead and make the hydrogen peroxide, which we're going to need a couple things for. So let's head on over to our little building area here. I got glass ingots all ready to go. Let me throw down my lighter. Oh, I still have some empty or boxes of pencils in here. I gotta put those away. Don't need them anymore. So we're gonna have to make ourselves a beaker. Here's one right here. Now, if you get confused by this long list of stuff with glassware, you can always just use the menu here in crafting. So like if we go to glassworking, and the next thing we need to make is a bottle. Ooh, not good. Empty bottle? Uh-oh. Let's just look at it. Oh no, it's all under this glassware stuff. Let's keep looking for it. 5 hours later. All right. So apparently these brown bottles that different chemicals come in are extremely rare. Like insanely rare. You can't build them. You can't get them out of the trash. But they have a 0.1 chance of spawning inside of a bin container. So, as you might imagine, I went pretty much everywhere in Muldraugh, South Muldraugh, March Ridge, I went to Rosewood, and I'm trying to keep my looting to just those 4 places for right now, because later I want to be able to go into nice, untouched territories later on, maybe not in this series, but maybe in the next couple series. But anyways, so yeah, I found some of this phenylacetic acid. So I got 2 of these, and where I found these were in the medical area inside of the fire station in Rosewood. So I didn't find hydrochloric acid, nor did I find one of these brown bottles inside of the trash bins. But I did find one of these things, and what I'm gonna do now is I need to fill these beakers up with as much of this as I can so that I get an empty bottle. There we go. I think it takes about 20% per action here. There we go. We now have, where to go? Empty bottle, empty phenylacetic acid bottle. Nice. So I'm going to keep this for later. It's a couple beacons of the acid. Apparently this stuff is used for making blue meth, which I'm still not sure why I'm trying to make it. And I was wrong earlier about saying that I needed 4 first aid for that. I actually need 6. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of first aid in the stream that's coming up. All right, so now what I need to do is I got to figure out how to clean this bottle. And I think I need some bleach. Because I already have a sponge here. Do I have any bleach here? No, I don't. Let's go grab it. All right, so here we go. Clean empty glass bottle. Boom. So that requires, got all the different types of chemicals, a sponge, and bleach. Easy. Easy. It only took like all day. I was planning on doing like maybe 4 or 5 episodes today, but no, I think it's just gonna be one today because I had to fight so many zombies. But we finally have our empty glass bottle. Huzzah! All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this box of blonde bleach color. See, I think I might have kept some in here. There we go. Box of blonde hair color, not blonde bleach color. What am I talking about? And we're going to put this into, we should be able to put the hydrochloric acid into a beaker. Let me just double check that. It helps if I'm looking for the right thing. I'm looking for hydrogen peroxide. So that's an alchemy. I don't know why I'm doing hydrochloric acid. Eh. All right, hydrogen peroxide. All right, I finally found it. Make beaker with hydrogen peroxide. So box of hair color, 5 units, which I think is like 1 box and a quarter. I guess all we need now is a gas mask. Let's go ahead and grab that from our library O boxes over here. Gas mask, G. There we go. I know I grabbed one of those. I saw one. I'm like, oh, I'm going to need that for way, way later. Glad that I did. Wish I did the same for those chemicals, though, I swear. Oh, God. All right, so let's just go off of the gas mask here. So make beaker with hydrogen peroxide. So it looks like I make 2 of them. I do have 3 boxes, so that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, so much work to do this. Okay, so now what we need to do is apparently to put acid or any chemicals inside of a bottle, we need to make a label and then apply it to whatever container we're putting into. I guess the exception is like a metal barrel. So we got some crayons here. Oh, you know what else I need? I need a chemistry book. I think that's what I need. Let's see. Let's grab chemistry book. So I need an empty label. I need a chemistry textbook, crayons, and one of those things. So I'm gonna have to bring, or one of those things, a pen and pencil. You can tell I'm already tired. After, this was like, what, 5 minutes since the first episode today? Yeah. That was tiring. Let's go ahead and grab a pen, or just a couple, because might be making a lot more labels. This is definitely not the right way to do this, but there we go. Got 10. All right, so we need a chemistry textbook, and we'll leave the chemistry textbook inside of our lab. Let's see, chemistry. There we go. Found it. Man, this episode has wrecked me a little bit. Doesn't help that I'm already kind of sick. All right, so now that we have the chemistry, all right, we can go ahead and hydrogen peroxide label. Boom. Got a label. There to go. There it is. Now we're going to apply this to the bottle. And now we should be able to fill it from the beaker of hydrogen peroxide. I think we got it, guys. We got it. Oh, so happy. All right, let's put all this junk back in and grab our hydrogen peroxide. And we should now be able to make our medical lab. Oh my God, that one was the hardest one. The agar stupid bottle. I got to talk to Hydromancer about maybe being able to make these bottles, because man, that's too much. That's way too much, but all right. So medical lab, let's go to health. All right, as before, empty notebooks, head mirror, stethoscope, latex gloves, spimometer, the spimometer, thermometer, mortar and pestle, syringe, scalpel, gauze, bandage, petri dish, Microsoft slide, microscope slide, agar, hydrogen peroxide, you bastard, empty pill boxes, microscope, medical box, workbench. Oh man, ugh. You know what, I should have streamed all that. I mean, but I did for the agar and the cork, but I really didn't want to stream again just for hydrogen peroxide. But there it is, the fabled medical lab. We can now use this to do a little bit more research, so let's go ahead and get that done too. All right, so most of this research is blocked because of my skill. I can make one of them, which is research injections. So we'll go ahead and do that now, and then we'll read it. But that means that we're going to have to spend some time and level up our first aid, and good thing that Adrian let me know of a way to work on your first aid, and that's by creating some suicide notes, which I'll do in the next stream tomorrow. So there we go. We got our medical lab, thank God. So the medical lab, what this is here for is this is going to allow us to start researching stuff with, sorry, the rain is really loud. It's going to allow us to research stuff with the a microscope, which will allow us to get yeast and a couple other things. Now, yeast is really important to us because that's going to be a main ingredient for all the food that we're going to make, but most importantly, it's going to be used for biogas. So yeast is part of that process as well. So, all right, so now that the medical lab is built, thank the Lord, I think everything else on my list for today is actually quite easy, he says, before even understanding what's there. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the next thing, which is the distillery. All right, so the distillery needs a kettle, copper mosh pot, wooden bucket, a wooden barrel, 2 copper pipes, a copper cooler. I don't know exactly what I need for a copper cooler. Let me see if it's engineer. Copper cooler. Okay, so this is just a copper pipe along with the welding torch. So let's go ahead and make that. All right, so the copper cooler is made, but the copper mash pot is here too. We need that for that. A cooking pot, a copper ingot, and the welding torch and welding mask thing. All right, so let's go grab that too. All right, easy peasy. Let's go ahead and craft this guy too. All right, so we have the copper mash pot. We have the copper cooler. Oh, I hate when I do that. When I try to move when I'm looking at this. A wooden barrel shouldn't be too hard. Let me see if I can just make it with all the materials that I have right here. I'd imagine it uses a ring. Oh yeah, here we go. Wooden barrel, easy. I should have told you guys what that entailed. Let's see, wooden ring, plank, nails, hammer, saw, carpentry bench. Pretty easy stuff. So drop all this stuff into our donkey. Okay. Now what else do we need? We need 2 copper pipe. We got that. Thank God I've been collecting those. All right. Apparently we don't have enough in our welder here. Oh, it's empty. Okay, so let's refill that. Let's refill that. Unfortunately, there's no way to replenish the gas in here, so be very careful when using the welder. Very careful. All right, back in the donkey you go. It looks like we're only missing a wooden bucket, which we've made a bajillion of, and it looks like I've got a kettle somewhere. Let's see, where are you, kettle? You're in K, just like you should be. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's go make another wooden bucket. Hopefully I got some rope over there. I don't. Let me go get the rope, and I'll make another bucket. Alright, there's the bucket. 2 planks, 2 nails, wooden ring, rope, and hammer and saw, just as usual. We've built so many of these things. But there it is, another wooden bucket to add to our armada of wooden buckets. There's so many wooden buckets, but it looks like we are good to go now. We just need 6 planks, which I have a ton of, like right here. I should have like 100 here. Ooh, 84, been using them. All right, here we go. Let's build the distillery. Now what the distillery is going to be able to do for us is it's obviously going to distill some alcohol for us, and that's one of the major components for making gasoline or biodiesel, which eventually we'll be able to use to make gasoline. There we go. Look at that beautiful distillery, beautiful. All right, the next thing we're gonna make is the churn, which is what I think we're gonna use for mashing the stuff together for like the potato mash to make methanol and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and make that guy. That was super easy. Let me tell you what it was. Let me tell you what the you know, all the different components here. Wooden ring, 4 planks, 4 hammers, hammer, saw. Say 4 hammers. I said 4 planks, 4 nails, hammer, saw, and a carpentry bench. Pretty easy. All right, so the churn is done. Let's go ahead and throw that right here. And in the stream tomorrow, I'll go ahead and use all this stuff because I've never actually done it. So this is going to be new for me, so it's going to probably be a stream called I have no idea what I'm doing. It's just going to be us playing with all this new stuff that we've got. Why does that look eerily... Oh, it looks... I thought it looked exactly like the... I thought I made the same thing, but yeah. Medical lab and laboratory, thank God. Alright, so we made the churn. Just sitting here looking at my list here. What else we got to build? Ooh, we're going to build a fishing pond. Let's build a fishing pond. I have no idea how to make it. All right, to dig a fish pond, it just takes a shovel. So let's go do that. I got a shovel in here somewhere. Let's grab it. All right, we now have a dirt pond hole. How pretty. Oh man, it's huge. It's awesome, actually. All right, so now what do we have to do? We have to, I think we have to fill the hole, or fill the pond hole with cement. Yeah, so the next one is cement. So let's grab some concrete, which I should already have some if I was prepared. No, actually, I probably don't. Let's go and make some concrete. All right, so here's 2 bags of concrete powder that I've been saving. Thank you, thank you. All right, and looks like all we need is water and the buckets. And let me just check my canteens here. It's saying 2. Still have that bug for water. Oh, I didn't use that much water at all. Cool. All right, so we got the wooden bucket with concrete. Now all we need now is a mason trowel, which I don't have over here, I don't think. Let me go and grab it. All right, here's our mason trowel. So dirt pond hole, two buckets of concrete, and a mason trowel. Let's make it. Cement pond hole. Excellent. Why does it keep doing that? Why is it? Why? All right, we now have a skate park. Huzzah! All right, throw that in the dunk, okay? And I think now all we need is a lot of water. Let me just double check. So decorate pond. So pond hole with water. All right, so we need the water first. So this requires like 100 water. So I'm obviously going to throw my strap canteens down. And I don't want to waste that. But what I'll do is hopefully I'll have enough water in all these buckets that I have here next to the water tower, the water pump. So let's go ahead and see if that's enough. Yep. Fill pond hole with water. Cement pond hole and 100 water. Let's do it. All right, that was easy. All right, pond hole with water got. Only used up 6 of my buckets. That's nice. Buckets apparently have a ton of water in them, which is really, really cool. All right, last thing is we have to decorate the pond. We need a lumber stack. We need 20 stone and a fishing net trap. I don't know how to make the fishing net trap. Let's check it out. Fishing net trap. So it's twine and wire. Ooh, 10 units of twine. Oh, I apparently have it, so let's do it. So nice about these libraries of crates. They're so beautiful. All right, that's done. And all we need now is a lumber stack, which we just need some rope. There we go. Got all the rope that I made, stripping down zombies. And we'll just make a lumber stack here. There we go. Go ahead and speed this up. There we go. Lumber stack got. I really can't stand the fact that you can't speed up or pause or anything when you have this menu open. And I should have some stone right here. Oh, wow. I didn't plan it, but it just happened the way it should. And there it is. We have it's called a pond now. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, look how pretty that looks. So apparently you can use this, you can use like the hydrocraft related lures, and you can use like a spear to fish out of this thing. So I'd imagine this type of thing was kind of imperative for folks that started in Moldra, because there was no water there for the longest time, but I guess now there is, so it's not that important. But my wife made me make this. She added it to the list. She helped me put this list together of all the stuff I have left to build. So she's like, you must build this. I'm like, okay, there you go, wife. Enjoy. There's the pond. All right, so the next thing we have to do is a medical skeleton. Apparently, if we look at this thing, we'll be able to get some first aid from it. So we'll have to see if it's worth... We have all these different options on what we're going to do for first aid. We can either burn ourselves by maybe doing some smelting. We can dissect some zombies, but like the cleanup is kind of annoying. It takes bleach for each one. So let's see, let's go find this. I'll stop gabbing here, I apologize. There we go. And box with medical skeleton. Open the medical skeleton up. All right. Medical skeleton parts. So I just right click it? Nope, there's something else we gotta do. Let's figure it out. Oh, okay. So apparently I just craft it, but I can't right click it. That's interesting. We have the medical skeleton holder. Oh, okay, so you have to make the holder first, and then you make the medical skeleton. Ooh, spooky. So apparently, if I have a certain book, let me go find that book here real quick. All right, so the books that you need to pick up are the anatomy textbook and the medical textbook, and this will allow you to study anatomy. Now, the cool thing is, I bet you if I get 2 of these things, I'll be able to let this run forever, but wow, it takes a long time. Let's see how much we get. So we're currently at 29 first aid, and we did it. We're at 20, or 32 now. Oh, right, so I'm not gonna go and get those books. I mean, I even have the modifier too, and I guess if I really wanted to sit here all day and study anatomy all day long, that could get our first aid up, but yeah, well, we did it. It's done. Great. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna make is a steam pressure pot. Let's see where that is. I think it's in engineering or health. Oh, I got it. Cool. So the steam pressure pot is gonna allow us to disinfect any of the suture needles we're gonna use, as well as any scalpels if we do any dissecting. So we're gonna make one of those as well. Not super necessary, but I want to try to make everything. I want to make everything I can. Let's see. I think I got some cooking pots in here. There we go. I ran into a little bug, by the way. If you make mashed potatoes, you get cooking pots. So I accidentally made like 30. I'm like, did I just get 30 cooking pots? I did. Anyways, I'll send that over to Mr. Hydromancer on that one. All right, so we need to make, we need to get 4 bolts and 4 nuts and a metal sheet. That's pretty easy. Now, the funny thing is I didn't actually have a box of bolts, so I got to remember to get one of those as well. So we got a box of nuts and a box of bolts, and that should be everything we need. We got the welding torch in our inventory, so there it is. And the manometer, though, on the other hand, was actually kind of hard to find. You can find it in kitchens. Well, it's not hard to find. It's something that you look at and you go, do I really need that? You know, stuff like the scale and the electronic scale. So I'll definitely add that to my list as well of stuff that you should get in the early game. But here we go. We got our steam once again. Every time I build something, steam pressure pot. I'll probably have to I'll put that in like the medical lab or something like that. Let me go ahead and put everything away. I'm a little heavy, and I'll work on the next thing. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we want to build a workstation for making cheese. Now, cheese is awesome. We're gonna be able to make some pizza once we get dough going. It's gonna be great. So let's go ahead and start off by making a workbench like I've done with all my other little stations that I have here. Now we got our workbench. That's good. Only problem is we're gonna have to make some cheese before we can actually place some cheese. So it's gonna be an empty workstation for now. The next thing we gotta make here is we gotta make a cheese tray, which is pretty easy. That only requires plank and nails. And a wooden ring, of course. Everything requires a wooden ring. Everything does. So there's a cheese tray. And then what we need to make next is a, I think it's like a cheese, I'm looking at my notes here. We need a wooden vat. Let's see if we can make that. So that's 8 planks, 8 nails, and 4 wooden rings, of course. Of course it requires wood. Wow, that thing is gigantic. All right, so there's a vat of good old cheese there. And then we need a cheese rack next. Let's see if we can make that. Where is it? All right, there it is. It's 6 planks and 4 nails. And then all the other tools that you'd always normally use. There it is. All right, and now the next thing we got to build is we got to build a couple clay pots. Because I'm using fire, I want to get rid of my my lighter here. Go and open up some clay. And I think for the rennet, I need small clay jars. Let's see. No, that's not the right look. Let me just double check it, because there's all sorts of different containers I can make here. There we go, that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and make, I want to make 4 of them. So Hut craft all here. And then I'll stop at 4. There it is. 4 of them, great. And the reason why I'm making 4 of them is because I normally get 4 intestines from all the pigs that I kill. I'm gonna be very sad that I'm not gonna get any, not gonna get any sausages, but that's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and slaughter us a pig here. Hi, piggy. Let's go ahead and get him all processed, and I'll be back as soon as that's done. Alright, so the piggy's all processed, and I got some grub. Let me go get my lighter and have a smoke. There we go. So many cigarettes consumed. 1 a day. 1 a day keeps the anxiety away. Ah ha ha. Alright, so what I need to do now is I'm going to make some rennet. And that requires intestines. Let me go ahead and pull that up on the crafting menu here. Alright, so a small clay jar, which we got. Intestines, which we got. Vinegar and charcoal. as well as a lighting agent, as well as a cauldron. So we got the cauldron. All we need now is the vinegar and charcoal. Let's go grab a couple charcoal here. Don't think I need that much, but just grab a couple. Only 1 unit is required. We got some vinegar. Oh, this is good because now that we have the distillery, we can probably make our own vinegar now. So I'm gonna have to look into probably getting some grapes planted and all that good stuff. So what am I looking for? Vinegar, come on. V. Where's V? Why can't I find V? There we go. Alright, let's see if we can make 4 units or 4 bottles of rennet here. We can, great. Alright, so this should give us everything we need to make a little cheese station here. So we got the wooden vat, we got the cheese tray, we have a cheese rack, and then we have some rennet. All I need to do now is to go and milk some cows. Let's go do that too. Let's just make 1 set of cheese, get it going. Hey guys, will a bunch of rotten cabbage get you in the mood? Oh, it will. Oh, it will. Doesn't really matter which one. I'll go with female cow. Oh boy. Alright, both cows go right in my inventory. And now this female cow is lactating. We should probably get some buckets for that too. We know Lord knows we need more buckets. Alright, so here's a wooden bucket. Or a couple wooden buckets. Let's go ahead and milk the cow. We'll kill cow. No. Oh, you know what I need? I think I need gloves. Let's see. What it was, I didn't have any food in my inventory, so I just got some corn. I thought I'd thank her for, you know, providing us some milk. You know, rather than giving her some... Wow, it's so loud. I can't even hear myself talk. Oh, okay, that's over with. Let's see. Alright, so we now have, we should have 6. I thought I had 6 buckets. Oh yeah, it's on the ground. That's why. Alright, let's drop the cow back down. Alright, she's currently lactating. I could get more milk if I really wanted to, but I don't. Alright, we got milk now. Alright, so now that we have the buckets of milk, we can go over to the wooden vat, and this is gonna fill this with a cheese vat. It's gonna fill it with milk, and I think what that did, it actually used some of the rennet. So that, yeah, so let's see, let me pull that up on the marker here. So the recipe we used was fill cheese vat, which used 4 units of rennet, a wooden bucket with milk, 4 of them, which is what I had, I thought. Yep, that looks good. And then a wooden vat. So now we have a cheese vat that's completely filled with some milk and some rennet. I have no idea what rennet is, but looks like we can make some cheese curds now. Let's go harvest that. Now there's other types of cheeses you make. I'm just making the most simple version for myself right now. All right, now that the cheese curd is ready, we actually can make, we can probably make 4 cheese trays. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we have the 4 cheese trays now. So I actually got 6 buckets of milk. So I should probably build 4 buckets for this little station. That way it keeps it all nice and concise. Let's go ahead and fill these trays up. And then, oh, it looks like we have 1 rack, or 1 tray per rack. I was hoping we can put more than 1. But it looks like we're, oh, wow, it's 10. 10 weight. Can I add more? Nope. I cannot. So I apologize, I'm doing this stuff for the first time, so a little bit of experimentation. So yeah, we probably want to do maybe 4 racks if we were, you know, super anal about it, but just let it sit in production for now. And that way, yeah. We got 4 buckets here already. We'll drink some milk, or bottle some milk. It's funny how you can just carton milk without actually getting a carton. That'll be our grub for the time being. Up next is the rabbit hutch. I'm getting all the easy stuff out of the way. I mean, the laboratory and the medical lab weren't easy, but we had all the stuff for them anyways. So let's do the rabbit hutch. We got a couple more easy things, then we're gonna do kind of the more difficult stuff. All right, so we need some door hinges and some straw and a lumber stack. So let's go ahead and collect all the things. We got door hinges, got a lot of door hinges. Then, let's see, we need chicken wire. I know I collected a couple of those. I'm so happy we're almost to... Oh, I thought I collected another one, but we're almost to 20 calculators. We're pretty much there for the solar park. Once we get electrical skill, of course. All right, so chicken wire. Come on, focus. Focus, Johnny. Focus. All right, I think we have some straw over here in the foraging station here. Let's see. We got 21 straw. Good. Let's just grab all of it. We'll get a lumber stack. So for that, we need some rope. A little bit worried we're gonna run out of planks soon. Let's see how many we have left. We used up a lot of them for all the cheese stuff. Yeah, 46. All right, I can make another lumber stack, and that should be all we need. Let's just speed up time real quick, get that over with. And where we go. Build a rabbit hutch. As you might imagine, the rabbit hutch is going to be used for storing rabbits. Apparently, that's a really easy way of getting food. If you breed rabbits, you just get a rabbit right off the bat. But like I said, wanted to build everything, but we got that. The funny thing is, we haven't done any trapping at all. We have 0 points in trapping, so I really got to get working on that soon. It's one of those things that I'm like, if I've got food from other places, I don't really need it right now. But I'll do it. I'll do trapping eventually. With the rabbit hutch done, we've can build a couple more things. We're gonna build 2 more things before we get to the big stuff. So I kind of want to try out how this thing works, the weight bench. Need some stone and yeah, just some general. Oh, it doesn't require any steel rods, thank God. All the big stuff requires like 20 steel rods, just like hundreds and hundreds of steel. You know what might be better is if we make the stone wheel. Oh, we actually have to make it at the carpenter's bench, so we're gonna have to grab this stuff anyways. Let me click instead of actually being able to use my hotkey. Thanks. Slot game. All right, so we need 3 metal sheets, and I actually have a pretty good amount. 2 metal sheets. Come on. Lots of steel pipes here, so I grab 3 of those. Then 4 regular pipes. All right, let's see what we need for a stone wheel. And imagine that's pretty easy. I hope. Stone wheel. Oh, it's so easy. Thank you. Thank you so much. A component. That's finally easy to do. It's just 5 stone and some chisel. And a chisel. Stone wheel, 2. And all we need now is a carpenter bench and some planks. More planks. I'm gonna run out of planks soon. How much wood do I have? Do I have another? Yeah, I have 2 stacks over here. So we're not gonna run out anytime soon, but it's getting close. Let's weld this thing. I don't even know if you can use this thing. Let me see. Let's put it down right here and can exercise with weights. Let's see what it gives us. It probably is going to give us strength. Ooh, we're really close to level 5 here. So 16,395. 16, so we gain 10 strength. Okay. Well, another thing. I mean, it's obviously it would be too easy if we just sat here and just did this all day long. But I could make 2 and just have it go forever. Anyways, so that's done. The next thing I want to do is a punching bag. And we've already made a punching bag stand in the past, so that's pretty easy. We got everything we need right over here. Kind of running low on pipes again. We actually have everything right here. So 2 pipes, 2 steel pipes, metal sheet, welding, and all sorts of other tools that we need for it. All right, so that gives us our punching bag stand. Now, the only problem with the punching bag stand is we are not going to be able to use it until we find some boxing gloves. But I wanted to get this all ready to go anyways, and I think we need like a dirt bag. Nope, not a dirt bag. We need a sand bag. Let's see, I think I've got one right here. I'm just going to be lazy and grab the sandbag that I'm using to distinguish this workstation. That's it. Just a sandbag, and I think it uses only like 25% of it. Oh, that was all of it. So we now have a punching bag ready for beating as soon as we have some punching gloves, some boxing gloves. I gotta go make some more bags of sand over there. Bags of sand. All right, so that is done. I think that's all the easy stuff that I can possibly do right now. Now I gotta go and I can make a wash tub. Let's make a wash tub. That sounds easy. Just like wood, right? Just some wood. Sounds really easy. Oh, I have a log pile behind here too. Wow, how clever. All right, so let's see. We do wash tub. There it is, wooden wash tub. We're gonna need this for making biodiesel. And we'll put this over here where I plan to do all the biodiesel work. There it is. Okay, that was a little too easy. All right, I think I've stalled enough. Now it's time for the hard stuff. Oh, I think there's one more easy one. Two more easy ones, actually. Let's see, tar kiln. We actually haven't made one of those yet. I was gonna make it earlier, and then I was like, I don't have the stuff. Yeah, that's right. I think we ran out of concrete. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of concrete, because I think we're gonna need concrete for other stuff too. So let's make a bunch of it. All right, we're going to start off by making some gravel bags. So we've got the mining grinder with power. I got a couple large batteries in case we run out. We got a plethora of sacks as well as some stone. So let's go make some gravel. It's either the sledgehammer or the grinder. Let's do that. So how many stone does it take? I think it takes like 2, or I'm sorry, 10 per bag. I think we ran out of power on the, yeah. We did. Remove the battery and then insert the battery and get to grinding a little bit more. Grinder with power. There we go. That gives us 4 gravel bags, which should allow us to make, I think, 16 concrete ingots, which is then in turn going to allow us to get 4 bags of concrete powder. So that's good. Let's make sure we got everything else. I think I already grabbed the bone powder. I did. I grabbed the bone powder from my workstation down there. My workstations are just falling apart. I haven't actually used them, so I don't know how effective they are. Let's put all this stuff away in the donkey for right now. So for the concrete ingot, we're going to need to use the kiln, and we need some charcoal, some gray clay, tongs, all that good stuff. Let's see if we got everything we need here. Yep, it looks like we got everything but gray clay and ingot molds. So let's go ahead and make a couple ingot molds and then unpack some of this gray clay. All right, just making the ingot molds now. I don't think I need that many. I'll just stop at 10. There we go. And then we should be able to make our concrete molds here. There it is. Concrete ingot, 16. There we go. Boom. Put all this stuff away for next time. Okay, 16 ingots, and now I think we just grind it up into powder, I thought. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Make concrete powder, 4. Just use a grindstone or a mortar and pestle, but there we go. We got 4 concrete powder, just in case we need some. Now, we don't need any for the tar kiln. I keep forgetting that I could use either mortar or concrete, and I've got a ton of mortar, 61 of it. So let's just throw these in here just in case we need them for something else. Let's just put everything that we use in here and get it all nice and cleaned up. All right, so now that we got some concrete powder for later, let's go ahead and make the tar kiln and a gem cutter wheel. I think both of these are pretty easy. Let's go ahead and grab some stone from here. We're all out of my, I'm all out of the stuff that I've got. It's kind of hanging out over here. God, the rain is so loud. God, every time I craft something and try to drag something, it just pulls everything. All right, let's get all this stone on the ground here. There we go. So we're looking for a tar kiln. So all we need is wooden bucket, mortar, and mason trowels. So let's go ahead and collect yet another wooden bucket. Let's make another one. And then grab the mortar and the mason trowel while we're over here. I gotta put the mason trowel somewhere different. I keep putting it back into our library here. All right, everything's collected, and let's go ahead and craft it. So as you'd imagine, the tar kiln is gonna be all about making tar. That's really what it does. I'm gonna be using a lot of the branches. I think it's branches that you can use to make tar. Let me grab a bunch of it. Yes, so for 9 tree branches and a bucket, you can go ahead and make yourself some tar with the kiln. It's really nice. And then I think you just empty the wooden bucket of tar, and that gives you 8 units of tar. So that's really nice if you're working on a lot of arrows and bolts and stuff like that. I'll just put it in along with the rest of the tar that I've gotten from the mine. All right, cool. So the tar kiln is now done and producing tar for us. All right, so the last easy thing to make is going to be the gem cutter wheel. Now, Now that I'm looking at this, though, it is not that easy, but looks like we need a magnifying glass, some silk cloth, tongs, rope, plank, wood beam, and a stone wheel. So let's go ahead and grab a chisel and make another stone wheel. We can do that pretty easily. Don't know why I called this thing easy, but the next two things are going to be ridiculously hard. All right, stone wheel got. Let me see if I got some extra wood beams over here. I do. Let's grab one of those. And we got some rope, a plethora of rope, if you will. All right, and looks like we're gonna need a magnifying glass, and I think I left my magnifying glass over in either... Aha! It's in the tailoring thing. All right, so we grabbed a magnifying glass. What else do we need? All right, so let's talk about silk cloth for you real quick. So silk is actually a pretty difficult process. So the way the silk cloth works is you got to find yourself two silk moths, both a male and female. You then mate them and they'll make eggs, and eventually they'll grow into silkworms. As soon as they're in the silkworm form, you can feed them a plethora of different herbs and stuff. I think it's just oak leaves and mulberry bush. I think I'm right on that one. As soon as you feed them that, they turn into a cocoon, and once they're in cocoon form, you then cook the cocoon into thread, then you use the loom. It's a whole process, but the good thing is we got some silk thread right here. Let's go ahead and see if we can make some cloth. There we go. Silk cloth requires 3 silk thread. Good thing I have some of this. I didn't want to wait for more cocoons to go through the process, but there's some silk cloth right there, and all we need now is a steel gear and some blanks. And I guess I gotta bring a tongs along with me to the carpentry bench, which means I gotta drop some tongs next to the carpentry bench, because I had no idea that would ever need tongs, but I got plenty of them. It's not a big deal. Okay, and steel gears. Let's see, I think we're gonna have to make some molds, like a gear mold. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, gear mold. There it is. Let's make 8 of them. I think I'm using my lighter. Let me see. Nope, never mind. Never mind. Let's make them. Let's make as many as we can, because I think we gotta make some for the next thing we have to build. All right, bring on the gear molds over to the blast furnace area, where I have a ton of ingot, but make a ring. I don't want to make a ring. I want to make a gear. All right, so for the steel gears, I need some coke, which is not a big deal. Go ahead and make some coke, which is just some coal, a lighter, and a smelter. And it looks like we're within range of the smelter too. Oh, nice. It's perfect. Right where I want it to be. Let's make all this into coke. And then we can make, we'll just make 1 set of gears. I think that's all we need, right? I mean, we make 10 of them. All right, let's go back to jewelry. Yeah, we just need 1 gear, so let's just throw the other 9 inside. I've never worked with gears before, so I don't know exactly how many I need or which ones I need, but it looks like we got everything we need for the gem cutter. So that wasn't too hard. I mean, it was a little complicated. It's a good thing we had all that silk ready to go, the silk thread ready to go. That would have added even more time to this. I've been working on this video for, I think, 9 hours now, so that's good. I'm happy. All right, good. So gem cutter is done. Don't know if I'll be using that anytime soon. We're gonna have to make the mine, the dark mine, to be able to get worthy gems to be cut and put into rings and stuff. I don't know what the rings do for you, but I would imagine it's something to do with if you're a multiplayer and you're trading with a trader or other people. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, that's something I'll look up and I'll look into. All right, up next is the smoker, which is under the stoneworking. Just need 20 stone, 4 mortar. We're gonna use the mortar when we can, and we'll use the concrete when we have to. We need 5 metal sheets. Ooh, here goes all of our metal sheets. Great. So 5 metal sheets, and then we gotta weld 4 of these things into large metal sheets. So don't do too many now, Johnny. What happened to our metal sheets? Oh, it took it from our inventory first rather than the container. There we go. Should have everything we need, including 2 steel pipes. Still have a lot of steel pipes. I'm so happy that I got those. First time I ran through this, I had like absolutely no steel pipes, and it was such a problem. All right, let's grab some mortar, and hopefully we have 20 stone right there. Well, if not, we'll just open up another pallet. All right, looks like we got everything we need. So if you're not familiar, the smoker is used for smoking meats. And apparently if you smoke, wow, look, it's so cool. I love the art on that. It's so cartoony. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put this yet, so I'll just kind of throw it over here where I've been doing most of my cooking. But the smoker will allow you to smoke meat, which will allow it to last for 60 days. Meat will be pretty awesome. Like, I'll probably overproduce on cows and pigs and just get a huge amount of smoked meat going. Reminds me, I gotta go check to see if people are hungry here. Grab some corn. Check the water. Always check the water. Here we go. Feed the cow. Oh my god, it's so loud. And we'll go get some water to replenish the canteens. All right, with the smoker placed, let's see. I've got a couple more things on here that I'm a little bit worried we're gonna go over an hour, and I don't want to go past an hour for these large crafting videos. I think I was at like 43 minutes. I've been editing as I go, so that way when I'm done recording, I'm gonna be done. It's gonna be done. All right, so what we got left is the macerator, a dark mine, and a photography workbench. I think I'm going to pick the photography workbench as being the next thing, and then we'll work on the macerator and the dark mine when we go and build all the electrical related stuff. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so let's go on over and find the photography workbench. All right, so this one requires a ton of stuff. An insane amount of stuff. So yeah, let's get started on it. Let's make the workbench, get a sturdy stick. Oh, we need another large plastic bin. There's a lot of this stuff that you actually have to just loot on here. It's not a lot of stuff that you can actually make. So let's, I'm so sick of this. I want to be able to use my hotkeys. All right, so large plastic bin. Throw that in the donkey. Then a small flashlight. Do I have? Oh, that's good. I have one. Thank God. It's a little bit worrisome that not everything is lighting up when I do this, but that's okay. I don't even know how to make clothespins. We'll have to figure that one out too. All right, so what were we getting? We're getting the small flashlight. Looks like I have 3 of them. Nice. All right, let's do the workbench. All right, there's the workbench all finished and ready to go. We're going to also grab a sturdy stick because that's also part of the recipe here. Let's go back to engineer. Here it is. Okay, so roasting pan isn't too hard. We can actually make it ourselves. Vinegar, rubber gloves. Oh my god, there's so much to this. I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this, but that's okay. We'll end on a high note. We'll end on a really difficult thing to make rather than all the easy stuff that I've been, you know, stalling with. All right, I think I got a roasting pan in here somewhere. Oh, it wasn't the same thing. Good. Roasting pans are easy. You can actually just make them, but newspaper. I don't think I've ever collected any newspaper. All right, so what about clothespin? I've never even seen any of those. Clothespin. Oh no. All right, let me go look it up. I think this may be something that we'll have to loot. Yep, it looks like clothespins are something I have to loot from, I guess, bedrooms. And so it's a side table, wardrobe, all bathroom areas. So yeah, I'm gonna go and let's see what else we can get here. So thin rope is easy. You just use rope to make it. So just make 1 thin rope. Throw that in the donkey. And we have some vinegar here. That's not a big deal. There we go. Also goes into the donkey. Bottle opener. I don't think I've ever collected a bottle opener, and if I did, I totally just melted it down. Ooh, and a timer. I got a measuring cup, though. Let's get the measuring cup. And I know I have a red flashlight bulb. Uh-oh, it's not coming up. I have a red light bulb, not a red flashlight bulb, apparently. So I got to figure out what we're going to have to pull that from. And let me see if I've got... I know I don't have a camera, but I think I have all the rest of this stuff. Yeah, so film canister. It's really nice to be able to just kind of go back and forth to see what you have, what you don't have. Oh, nice. I got three film canisters on the dot. I got film developer. film fixer, and then a roll of film over on this side. Been collecting a bunch of it. I just don't know what it's for. Oh. All right, let's see what else. Oh, scissors. Good lord, this thing. Just like everything else you don't need for anything else, so just collect it. All right, got some scissors. All right, looks like this is the stuff that we're gonna have to loot. So newspapers aren't too hard. Cameras, I think, drop off as zombies, and there's tons of zombie corpses out there. But timer and a red flashlight bulb. Let me find out what that's from. All right, so the red flashlight isn't too hard. You just get that from a kind of industrial area. You can tool store shelves, tool store counter, storage unit, all garage storage. So I'm gonna head on over to the southwest, and see if we can find it, as well as skimming some of the houses, looking for clothespins, newspapers, and bottle openers, as well as a timer. God, we have lots of stuff to pick up. So as soon as I go and loot those, we'll be right back. Yoink. Nice box of clothespins. All right, that's 3 newspapers. Whoa. And a screaming lady. Oh my goodness. That scared me. Oh. Aha, bottle opener. Red flashlight bulb. Only one more thing, which is the camera. Yay, camera. Give me the camera. All right, let's head home. All right, looks like we have everything. I just gotta open up these box of clothespins. There we go. And there it is, the photography workbench. Oh man. All right, so that was a whole day of recording for me. It may not have seemed tough, but man, spending 5 hours looking for that bottle. That bottle is what broke my back a little bit. But for the next crafting video, we've got the fully upgraded dark mine, we got the macerator, and whatever else we can we can build after we finish getting our first aid as well as our electrical up. So I think first aid I want to get to around 6. I don't know why I want to make blue meth, and the electrical needs to be at 8. So to do that, we're gonna have to stream, because I don't want to magically appear with these skills. So tomorrow, when I wake up, we'll see how I feel tomorrow after excuse me, I'm dying here. Sorry. Yeah, so we'll see how I feel tomorrow. And if I'm still sick, I may have to wait another day, but I have a feeling I'll kind of power through it. And we'll go ahead and use all this cool stuff that I made, especially the distillery, as well as trying to make some biodiesel. That's going to be cool. I didn't even explain what the photography workbench is for. The photography workbench is for making plans for circuit boards. This is going to allow us to specifically make different circuits for all the stuff that we're going to be making. God, I love the art in this. I love how everything that you've collected is even like the 3 film canisters. Isn't that amazing? There's the timer. I don't remember what that's like. The bottle opener. God, it's so amazing. Camera. Everything's here. I think it's the same for everything else here. Yeah, there's the gauze and the 5 bandages. All right, so streaming tomorrow. As soon as I wake up and I'm coherent to the world, I'll go ahead and start streaming, and we're gonna get those skills: first aid as well as electrical. Now, first aid's probably gonna be pretty boring, so I'll do that one first. And hopefully we can. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what works out best. Either the suicide note or just dissecting some zombie corpses. And then electrical shouldn't be too bad. Like I haven't actually been processing any of the broken parts or any of the small electronic parts here. So that's going to give us 660 dismantling actions just right there, as long as I keep everything charged and ready to go. But anyways, so there it is, another gigantic crafting video for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I wasn't too sick and was too incoherent. But if you have any questions about what I did today or what I plan to do or any of the other past stuff that I did, please go and leave your questions in the comments section below. Alrighty, folks, this is Johnnyonoes playing Project Zomboid version 37 with Hydrocraft. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.